nameplates again because my nameplates, again, we will be providing a much better presentation mid-season. Hopefully we should have all of this stuff all set and ready. So Tilt Gaming will be on the red side, and we will have Team Funk on the blue side. Bam.
Ooh, bam. And you know what? Bam indeed. These two bands are already coming out. LeBlanc and Graves are not going to see this game. They get shafted. Now Olaf gets shafted as well. Tilt banning out their own Graves, so...
Yep. Graves is just an incredible power pick.
Yeah, they're just, I guess, a little bit scared of him than they were of potentially picking him up, so... Go ahead and get him out of there. Gonna get the Soraka out of there as well. Again, nobody wants to play against the Soraka.
No, not even close. I don't think I've ever seen someone want to play Soraka unless they were a Soraka themselves, because it's just so much fun to piss people off. But regardless, we'll see what the final ban is coming in from Tilt Gaming. That Olaf ban away from them.
Shen.
Oh, Shen ban.
The Shen is going to be... They did not like that last game. I would imagine that Peoples did not have a fun time up in that top lane against the Shen. They were kind of just bashing their heads against each other. But with the Poppy getting picked up first, I'm sure he's going to even have a worse time against that Shen.
Now, is this going to be the rematch of Jax Poppy in the top lane?
It looks like it. I don't think these teams watched our earlier game today. The great time. And he's gonna get locked in. He's in there. He's set.
All right, so this is gonna be a really interesting matchup. Again, we're gonna see Peoples Jax versus Oxyers. Poppy. We saw that in the first game. Poppy kind of shut the Jax down immensely. So I really want to see if this Jax is confident enough to pick into this Poppy, how well they can pull this comp off. So we'll see.
We will see indeed. As the Alistar gets locked in, these teams are already sort of starting to resemble what we had in our first game. The Udyr Tristana gonna kind of stray from that, but the Alistar is not. Kind of maybe a little bit of a mixed bag from both of our teams.
Yeah, I like the Tristana pickup. I love Tristana as a champion. You know me, Brent. I talk about this every stream. Every game, there's a Tristana. She pushes down towers so fast. I would love to see an Azir on Team Funk's side. I think that would be amazing. They can push towers so fast with the Tristana Azir combo.
It is like the Azir Tristana combo.
I love it. It's so good.
Nobody wants to see those champions on the Rift.
What are you talking about? Azir is so good. Please.
No,
oh, no way!
No.
What did I say? Come on, baby. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Funk is gonna end up locking in their champion lineup with the Azir Leona to counter out with the Tristana in the form of Tower Siege. So their strategy has been made very clear.
I love it.
Gaming.
I love it
Decides
so much.
to kind of counter that with a little bit of luck out of the Lux. The Lucian Elise already secured for themselves. Lucian Elise strong damage coming out.
Now,
and the Lux gets secured.
Interesting comp here from the purple side, Team Tilt. You have Jax versus Poppy, which is innately an awkward matchup, to say the least. And you have the Alistar kind of engaged a dive tool. If Poppy is in the correct teamfight positions, she can shut down Alistar's engage pretty hard. Just say, you can pretty much gauge when an Alistar is going to dive or go in with a headbutt. So, it's pretty vague that, or not vague, but it's pretty obvious that Alistar is going to dive you, and you can very much stop that with a steadfast presence by Poppy. So as long as she's in these team fights or these potential dives with a TP or wherever she needs to be, this Poppy will be immense in this game, to say the least.
Well, Tristana also has the nice effect of being able to reset that herself as well with that knockback, and so does Azir. Alistar's going to have a little bit of trouble finding his headbutt pulverize combo
now
against 3 champions who can just absolutely shut that down.
Okay, I'm not gonna say much, but Team Funk. I don't know if you know this, but you picked one of my favorite team comps, so good on you. I don't know if you're, trying to win extra brownie points, but good for job. Interestingly to note is that Lux was picked up away from Zolo. Now, if I know one thing about this team, Team Funk, it is that Zolo is a Lux player. And that means...
Zolo actually chose not to play Lux, though. I hate to cut you off there.
Did he? I thought Lux was the second pick.
No, Lux was the last pickup. So Zolo purposely decided that he wanted to play Azir instead.
Interesting. So even more brownie points for Funk then. I love this. This is I can't wait for this game. I just cannot wait. They have so much denial to keep their backline safe. They have the Poppy Steadfast Presence for the Jax, for the Alistar Headbutt Engage. They have the Azir Wall to stop the Jax Jump, to stop the Headbutt, to stop anyone from engaging. They have the Leona CC, and they still have a lot of damage with Tristana Azir as well. So they have an incredibly safe team composition from Team Funk here. It's really hard to say that they could lose this game because they're just so innately safe with those champion pickups.
Yeah, they are safe indeed, but if they do get caught out in that river or the lane through a nice flank, they're going to be in a lot of trouble if they don't have their ultimates up, or if they misplace their ultimates, as the Jax, Elise are just going to be able to lock everybody up with the help of Alistar, and then Lucian, Lux are just going to rain down all the damage they can muster. That's a lot of damage indeed, as both champions do a very effective job at that.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit scared for Team Funk. I'm not as big of a fan out of that Tower Siege Cup. I love getting up in your face and getting down and dirty with the damage.
I'm putting my bet on Funk. Are you going against me?
Nope. I am going to disagree with you and get a split desk on this one. It's going to be Tilt Gaming for win their second game in a row.
I don't know, man. I feel like I have the record wins on this one. I think I'm 2-0 for every time we've done this. So
I'm just going to disagree with you.
Yeah, of course you'll disagree with me. I'm going to start keeping a record. I'm starting to keep a record of this now.
You're going to start keeping a record.
I definitely know I did one in one of the scrims or something. I definitely beat you on that one. So I'm keeping a record. Where's my notebook? Here we go.
Well, you know, the record I'm keeping is that the flashes in the last game went over on F. I'm just going to keep bringing this up every time I see it. Tilt Gaming won last time. Their last mid laner had it on F. They had 3 flashes on F. The 1 flash on Nexus Down. The Nexus Down lost. I'm just saying, guys, there's a correlation here.
There is a correlation. It might not be causation, but there is a correlation. You like the big words?
I do like the big words. And you know what? I also like the big help that Nutrace is given, as I do have to agree with him and say that Sajani would have been an amazing pick.
Yeah, I think that would have probably been the better pick, actually.
We have, I think, talked ourselves hoarse with how many times Funk likes to pick up the Udyr in some just weird poke compositions, and the Udyr does absolutely jack nothing for majority of the game.
Hey, it does something.
It's so true, though. The Udyr always does almost nothing. Just because his team comp is just way different than that. Not because he's a bad champion, not because the player is bad, just mainly due to the fact that his team comp is on a different page. But we'll see if Pantherus has found the right set of skills to kind of bring this Udyr to light in our tournament. So as we move into the game,
I do think that this Udyr has a potential to be dangerous. Udyr is one of those champions that has one of the most... he can pretty much take a tower really quickly if you let him. He's got that attack speed buff with his passive whenever he changes stances. That tiger attack, or tiger stance, does a lot of damage. And if he's left alone with the tower, he can deal out a lot. So he fits into the comp in theory. However, there's a Lux.
In practice,
there's a Lucian that you have to get through in order to deal with this. So he might have a hard time getting to those towers. So In theory, it works, but in practice, it might not be the most realistic. So we'll see how this actually goes.
Might not be the most realistic indeed. As both these teams move out on the Rift. Now, Funk sometimes likes to start a little bit aggressive. We'll see if they do the same. Right now, they're not really poised for it, but that may change. Both teams just going to be content for a solid line defense.
Yep. Poppy didn't buy items. As you Max.
It's 2 OP.
Oh, okay, that's actually pretty funny.
Definitely not a good start for Team Funk here, who just doesn't quite have all of their heads in the game.
No, not the best at all.
maybe she was just waiting to see what the items on Jax were. Maybe she just forgot. So we'll see about that. Maybe have a little interview later with Team Funk. Yeah. I just have to ask him about that tonight. Maybe offline we'll talk to him about that tonight and get an update for you guys tomorrow. But anyways, the minions are out on the map, reaching that outer towers, and the jungle camps come up. So our junglers going to go ahead and get themselves a very standard start with a nice leash out of both teams. Now Leona, though, hello. She might have picked up a little bit of experience on that, and she did.
Oh,
as
no.
Level 1.
That's unfortunate. I don't know why she's still hanging out without helping the Udyr.
She is helping the Udyr right now.
She's just standing there.
I think she is just standing there. Maybe she'll actually tank up some damage for him, and so far she hasn't. You can check on that on your maps. Now in the top lane, though, a lot of damage has been put down. As the Poppy doing work with the shield, they're contested over it. They're fighting for it. Very tough, and Jax is not getting the solid into that fight, even though he is a gladiator. He has so far gotten the thumbs down from this Poppy.
Oh no, the thumbs down. I'm not sure what Leona was doing down there at all. Poppy doing incredibly well in the top lane, however, pushing that Jax into the tower. But he should be able to freeze this if Poppy lets him. Nice counter-strike by Jax.
Poppy taking a lot of damage. Going to be forced to use that last charge of her potion. And she may be in trouble here if she doesn't play too safe. See if she ends up respecting the Jax damage. But at least maybe heading up there shortly, right after this red buff, to see if she can't help finish off that kill.
Yep. Lisa gonna get spotted out by a ward if she goes through river, though. Jax is very low, so it's kind of a dangerous gank to go for.
Top lane, the Poppy didn't react, even though she saw it. Now Jax.
Oh!
And she actually gets the first blood as Thunderlord procs for the kill, and Elise returns the favor. 1-for-1 trade in the top lane, favoring Team Funk.
Yeah, that was just a complete overstay by Jax there, peoples. There was no reason for him to be there. Elise could have done something there, maybe gotten something, but popping his counter-strike and not having a ward in that top rush there allowed for Poppy to get that cheeky first blood onto Jax. So, overall, that goes for Team Funk.
Very cheeky indeed. Playing to her champion, showing the effect of the Yordles, as the Yordle squad is out for Team Funk. They're going to end up taking that very small lead. Now, surprisingly, though, even though they did get the first blood, they are still down 100 gold to Team Tilt.
I don't know where that gold is coming from. A lot of trading in the bot lane, though, with that explosive charge. Pop! Oh, headbutt. Screw you, Tristana, get out of my lane!
Pop! Poppy in the top lane, gonna end up pushing Jackson to a bunch of minions. And then bottom lane, Alistar, try going on that Leona. Didn't quite do much, as Tristana's just able to stay safe. And it looks like this gold may be coming from this Lucian, who is 10 CS up on this Tristana, and may also be due to the fact that the Jax picked up the assist.
Ah, there it is. That's
Poppy
where it
was
is.
not able to find a teammate to spread the goal.
Yeah, well, see if that assist's not going to matter too much in the top, as Poppy is 500 gold over Jax right now. So she has that chain vest for early trading potential. Easy peasy win for her.
Oh. Jax is in a lot of trouble. That chain vest versus the terrible trades. Now she also has the level advantage on this Jax, and so it's going to be able to freeze that lane, and Jax is going to be in trouble without a jungler's help. We'll see if Elise decides to make a second round up in the top lane. She's just content to take the Scuttle Crab in the river and back.
Yeah, but look at this mid lane now as well. Lux back, got that early chalice. She's going to miss that entire wave. Maybe not the entire wave, but at least most of that middle wave to the turret.
Oh, shit, that focus in the top lane as Udyr flashes, pop his flash, and she gets out to the safety of his tower. Now Udyr trying to find a kill as Elise did, but not quite gonna have enough damage to finish it off.
So I just want to, you know, go back to that for a second and say that was a flash bear slap in the top lane. It didn't work out for a kill, but it was a flash bear slap.
That is Panthers' favorite method of entry into a gank is his flash slap. So far, like we said, doesn't usually do too much work. Now who's doing
Stone Poet.
Lisa, she gets the cocoon down onto that Leona, allowing the to get the kill with this Lightslinger passive. Gonna take the early advantage over this Poppy Leona with a solid 14 minion head start and kill now. Gonna prove a very difficult lane. Now Udyr's gonna try to even this out, but he gets spotted out. Elise is dancing in the jungle with them ready to catch him out. Here comes Lucian, here comes Alistar. This is gonna be a 3-on-2 again as Elise starts to roam down.
Oh, flash!
Hasn't been spotted out yet. There's the Alistar flash into the pulverize, into that. No headbutt needed as Elise just executes him with the damage. Elise going ham as she is now 3 for 3 on her team's kills.
Interesting. Elise actually went needlessly large rod instead of her jungle item upgrade. So
Wow.
That's a very aggressive statement from this Elise. I'm not sure if I agree with it, but she's got 2 kills already and an assist, so I cannot say that it's not working for her.
I'm the Diddler doing a much better job of his ganks and counter jungling than he did in the last game where he gave up first blood and set his team a little bit further behind. So far he is making up for that tenfold as he's already made an impact in the top lane, made an impact in the bottom lane twice. We'll expect even more from him. We'll see if Udyr can recover from this. Not sure how he will do it as Jax takes a lot of damage in the top lane.
Yeah, that Q does percent health damage.
Uh-oh, Poppy staying on it, you're right. Does a lot of damage as Jax is trying to survive. Jumps to the minion, did not jump to the Poppy. So he is going to die. Now at least in her own jungle. Doing a lot of damage to Azir, who gets knocked back towards the Lux. Now Udyr's in there trying to do damage. He falls as well to the Lux. Big thing to note there is Azir had to flash back over the wall right into the waiting arms. Now the Lucian calling is going to come out after the Tristana knockback, so he's going to get all of that damage. And now Tilt Gaming just take 4 kills and the dragon in exchange for nothing.
Oh my goodness, the thought process for that play by Funk was there. That was all initiated by Team Funk. They could have easily turned that, however, as soon as Zolo got focused, Cocoon, CC'd, he wasn't able to pop his Azir wall up. That's what they were going for. They were going for the Azir steal, the blue buff, pop Elise into the Udyr on the backside, but Azir never got his wall up, and unfortunately that meant that Funk was on the backside that entire play that they initiated.
Yeah, Funk not getting quite what they expected out of that play and set themselves a little bit far behind now. 3,000 gold down, 5 kills, and a dragon. So they're going to have a lot of work to do with their siege comp now. They do have more of a scaling comp, but it still remains to be seen, can they survive through this mid-game damage that Tilt is bringing to the table.
Yeah, this Poppy will always be a pressure, though, and this Jax cannot necessarily deal with it to the most effectiveness. She will be able to freeze that lane in the top lane if she does it properly, and she's not going to do it properly. As I say that.
Elise is up here in the top lane, trying to look for round 2 on this. Now Jax is staying far back. This looks like a very
That's
beta
so
situation.
scripted.
It should be so easy for Poppy to tell, but it looks like she's not reacting yet. Now Jax goes in a little bit early, and here comes Elise.
Oh,
Poppy
man.
decided not to return the damage very wisely. And Elise is going to have a little bit of waste of time as she circles back around to try again.
Yeah, but Elise can kind of afford to waste time now. Have 3 kills, 3 assists. I mean, she can afford to waste a little bit of time in a lane, I feel like. She's now invading Udyr's own blue buff, so that's a big takeaway from Azir. But top lane trade.
Uh-oh. Top lane trade as Jax couldn't really afford to fight without his jungler. As the jungler ended up gifting the blue over to the Lux. As Udyr was nowhere to be seen, left his jungle camp alone. So Elise gonna go ahead and
they know Elise is there.
For herself.
Oh, nice!
Turn this damage on, doing a lot of damage to Elise. The red buff is ticking down though, but Poppy is going to survive through it with the help of Udyr, who gets a nice little bear slap to the face and picks up the kill.
So, Lux did get the blue buff, so they didn't get much. They did get the shutdown onto Elise, which is pretty big. Having 2 kills on Poppy, she's got the Swifty Boot, she's got the Bomby Cinder, and the Chain Vest, coupled with another Cloth Armor, so she's going to be a tanky son of a gun in wherever she decides to go, so Poppy's going to be a big threat.
Poppy may be the saving grace for the Funk team. They usually kind of reach their stride later in the game, so we'll see how far they will have to climb back. As Tilt is trying to just set this game out early and kind of end it. As Udyr's just doing what he can to try to secure vision, but so far it hasn't been much as he's already chunked down to half health just by clearing the pink ward.
Yeah, Lucian and Alistar are now pushing Tristana and Leona into their own tower. Elise is coming down for a potential lane gank here. Setting up for this pressure in the bot lane, but it is warded out, so they will see her. TP from Poppy's coming out.
TP. Yeah, TP coming in as Poppy knocks the Alistar back in there on the support who just pops his ultimate as Elise re-engages on the Funk support. Gonna force a flash there now. Great Poppy ultimate stops that Lucian calling. The knockback gonna force to cancel that, so nothing gained, nothing lost from either team here as both supports get out with their lives. Leona the worst from wear of it as Azir tries to rotate down, but he's losing a lot of minions under his turret in the mid lane, so a little bit of a late rotation is going to cost him.
It's going to cost him quite a bit too. Poppy, unfortunately, having to charge onto the Alistar meant they didn't have the kill pressure onto the targets that they wanted, being the Elise and the Lucian. So, unfortunate that they were just a little bit late there. Had they been a little sooner, Poppy would have been able to stun up Lucian into the wall, but just a little behind, and that meant that nothing happened. It was just a waste of TP.
A matter of seconds determined that fight, and so far, Funk, who had maybe a window of opportunity, was not able to exploit it, and now is down one of their teleports. And so Jax will have the advantage. We'll see if he can make a better play out of it than Azir did. Peoples usually has good ultimates, or excuse me, good teleports. We'll see what comes of it as now Udyr gets caught and gets cocooned up in the jungle just trying to get that Scuttle Crab. He goes down. His 3rd death for the team. And so far he's getting absolutely contained inside of his own jungle.
Pretty much all of Funk's eggs are in Poppy's basket right now. Unfortunately, she's the only one in lane who is doing well. Up about 1,000 gold over her lane opponent. Everywhere else is just pretty substantially behind, being the Tristana. Oh man, trade in the mid lane though with the Azir wall.
Elise gets knocked behind tower as Azir goes in. Knight ticks down. Azir's gonna have to flash and get the kill now in the top lane. Poppy's doing work, gonna stop that Jax from jumping. Now she's trying to finish off the kill, but won't be able to do it. Turret fell in the bottom lane while all this action was happening. Now Lucian are rotating up. Azir didn't see it. He goes in on the Lux, and Lucia's just gonna punish him for Azir not watching that map. The team communication wasn't there to call the rotations, and this could be a second turret for Tilt Gaming on this drive.
Secretive chat. No one will ever tell. So, that was actually a pretty decent play by Azir right there. Knowing that he had to turn around somehow. And knowing that there was no way he could actually get anything out of that other than a potential kill on the Lux. So, that was the right call by Zolo. However, Lux survived. She had the shield. She was safe enough. So, unfortunate summoner burn.
Unfortunate as well. And without the Lucian damage, Azir might have been able to take it. Or if he had that ignite from the elite skill, might have been able to take it. Or would have definitely been able to take it. But now, we see Tilt Gaming taking the
Pop!
Rift Herald as Poppy's trying to secure it. Couldn't knock the Jax away. Means that at least has to smite it out. Now the Lux ultimate chunking down to half the Poppy and the Udyr, but they flash in for the slaps. Leona's gonna die for it. Udyr is close to follow. Now Azir on the back line kills that Jax. But Elise ends his reign quickly. And Poppy, Tristana, the last one's up for their team. As Tilt Gaming looks to take the last outer turret in the top lane. Poppy's going to try to answer it in the bottom lane, but 3-on-1 with the Rift Herald means Tilt Gaming is going to outpush her.
Yeah, that is... Tristana should stay and push that tower, honestly. I don't know why she isn't. They're going to get it in the mid lane as well. Lux is going to get some damage onto that. So Tristana should have stayed to secure that bot tower. I don't know why she would not do that, because now the wave's just going to kind of awkwardly stay there and slowly push in and not actually amount to anything. So a little bit of miscommunication costs them a tower and a bit of global gold for not taking that own tower.
That is true. They missed an opportunity there, but Tilt Gaming making huge on their opportunities in the last 4 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4 towers go down. Tower a minute almost. As Lucian and Alistar did great work on their rotations in the bot and in the mid and top lane. So the rotations and team communication is definitely on point for Tilt Gaming.
Yeah, this is a very on-point game for Tilt, to say the least. They even swapped out the mid laner from last game, so you can tell that it's not necessarily just the mid laner that was making all the plays for them last game.
The jungler is doing his job as well, and the AD carrier coming out with solid performance. Now, don't doubt this Alistar, who's got 10 assists and no deaths, so he's also doing work. Everybody's just doing work for Tilt Gaming. They're coming out with a much solid performance than what we saw from the last game. And now Tristana and Leona are in trouble as Tilt Gaming just looks to take the next objective and the next set of lives from Funk.
This is just a mix
the flash.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the flash headbutt is going to knock her back, and that's going to be the end of that aggression. She jumps out, but no, Lux is there to bind her up. Didn't even have to use the ultimate. And down Leona goes.
This is a lot of small misplays by Funk adding up over time. That first big flounder in the enemy red side blue buff there, trying to steal it. Azir not getting that ultimate cost them 4 kills. And this is just kind of the culmination of that and other small misplays. But a teleport comes in Jax.
Poppy's in trouble as she made the mistake of saying, alright, now Azir's barely dodged that Lux binding, which would have ended their life, but Lucian's trying to continue the chase, doing a lot of damage. No culling yet.
Ooh.
So he's going to have to back out, but the Elise cocoons are finding their marks, even though the bindings aren't. And the lasers find their marks too, as Lux ends the life of Azir. And Lucian goes in on the tower, which is being tanked up by the Alistar. The fight is moving towards the Fung Nexus as Tristana gets a lucky pickup on the Alistar, but nothing can contain Tilt Gaming right now.
No, this is, again, a lot of small miscommunication, misplays by Team Funk allowed that to happen. Poppy getting caught out, having to use her ultimate early in that to escape an early fight meant that Leona got chunked out, got bursted down before the fight even happened, and got an easy tower, easy double in the bot lane with Azir getting picked up by the Lux laser. And that all culminated in another tower, another dragon, and another 2 kills for Tilt Gaming.
Another 2 kills and another increase into their gold lead. which right now is 9,000 gold up, 8,000 gold up as we speak, and climbing as Funk is desperately just trying to hold on to this game, but Tilt Gaming is not giving them the chance to breathe as they slowly constrict that net around the Funk base.
Yeah, this is really slow and painful loss for Funk right now. They're almost down about 9,000 gold roughly, and there's not many resources on the map for them to take as the jungles were all warded up and prepped for Team Tilt. But Poppy...
Funk is in a lot of trouble here as Poppy got pushed out. Found, gonna flash just to die a little bit of a ways there. Now Lucian, top area of the jungle as Elise once again ends the reign of Azir, and just Tilt keeps tightening and tightening that net.
Yeah, this Udyr is not fitting into this comp. It's done a meh job at best, to say the least. I'm not blaming it completely on a Udyr, but that champ seems to be just a comfort pick for Team Funk. However, it is never really shown to be very effective in any game that I've seen them play, so that's a problem to look into potentially, and a lot of other problems to look into as well with small mechanical misplays from Funk.
Yeah, Funk not coming out as strong as we thought they were. They were doing so well in scrims earlier in the weeks. They were doing so well last season as well, so this is a bit of a surprise to us from Funk, but the game is not over yet, even though it might be heading quickly in that direction as Tilt Gaming picks up the dragon and increases their gold lead to 11,000. So it's not even slowly slipping in their favor, it is quickly sliding in their direction as Tilt Gaming puts on the pressure in the mid lane.
We'll see. We did see in the scrims that they do like to make mistakes and then come back with awesome plays in the mid game, so we'll see if that does come to fruition here. Leonel's trying to stop Jax in the top, but that's a monster.
She's trying to stop, but having no effect on it as Jax just takes the turret and was looking to take her life, but did not quite have the jump up. Now the Azir turret going to go down to allow Tilt Gaming to continue the push. The Alistar flash pulverized, not quite there. Excuse me, headbutt pulverized, not quite there, as Azir is just going to flash out of that. Now the turret is not long here as it goes down, and the rest of the members start streaming in as Jax rotates down to help his team. Poppy's going to look for a flank here, finds the Elise into the wall, does a lot of damage, comboed with the Leona ultimate, is going to allow Funk their chance to engage, but the re-engage out of the Lucian Lux is just not gonna be what Funk needs, as Lucian gets a double kill and the inhibitor goes down and Lucian just continues to bring on the pain. Not gonna be able to finish up the Udyr as he starts tanking the Nexus turrets. Jax unopposed in the top lane takes himself a turret and an inhibitor as Tilt takes the turrets, and this is gonna be a very tough defense out of Funk, as they're not even able to get the Lucian.
No.
And Alistar does a great job zoning him off and keeping AD carry alive with some amazing peel and some amazing mechanics. And this should be game, even though Azir's coming up and Tristana's coming up. No, Azir might actually be able to do it as he takes Elise while Tristana takes the Lucian. Now Tristana in a bit of trouble. She gets bounded up. Nexus down to a quarter. And that's it. The Nexus goes down as Tilt Gaming takes our quickest game of the season at 24 minutes to provide a 22-9 scoreline. 15,000 gold up with no towers lost and a complete, almost just wipe of Team Funk.
Curses. Funk making me look bad. I'm so upset with them.
I win that bet.
So now we're even.